Are you thinking about packing up and settling down in the Green Mountain State? Unsure of what to consider that may impact your decision? Stick around, we're going to cover 5 things that you should know before making the move. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name is Cote, and I will be your boots on the ground and the information you need to make your transition to Vermont as smooth as possible. With that said, I get calls every week from people just like you who are interested in learning more about Vermont, what it has to offer, and whether or not it makes sense to make the move. So whether you're 2 months out, 2 years out, or Vermont is just beginning to hit your radar, be sure to like this video, subscribe below, and hit the bell to be the first to see and hear everything you need to know in order to make that decision. Jumping right into number 1 on the list, given the current time of year, you should know that Vermont winters are harsh. We've seen many people move to Vermont for its beauty and mountains, but they don't quite understand what that entails. So, it's important to keep that in mind when you're searching for a place, as some of the areas will require much more work than others during the winters. For example, living in one of Vermont cities, such as Burlington or St. Albans, the city will take care of your snow plowing. Your driveway is probably small enough to handle with a shovel or even a snowblower, and for the most part, you don't need to travel too far to get to the places you need to go on a daily basis. On the other hand, I live in Bakersfield, on a Class 4 road about 30 minutes from any normal means of civilization. We lose power on occasion, we get more snow than those off the mountain, and the town does not maintain the entire road. Luckily, we own a generator for when we lose power. We're fortunate enough to have a neighbor who plows the road, and we even have a tractor for our own driveway because we certainly would not make it up without one. Now, the 2 scenarios I just mentioned above are at the opposite ends of the spectrum, and thankfully, Vermont can fit the needs of anything in between, but that's going to play a role in where you focus your search. Are you someone who likes to ski or snowboard? If so, winters may not be all that bad, which brings us to number 2 on the list. Vermont is an outdoor enthusiast paradise. It doesn't matter which part of the state you end up in, there are outdoor activities all over. Vermont has major mountains in both parts of the state, which are great options for those that like to ski, snowboard, snowshoe, hike, mountain bike, disc golf, regular golf. A few of them even have zip lines, water parks, and a handful of other activities we can get into down the road in another video. In addition to its mountains, Vermont is home to many lakes and large ponds that provide all the water activities from boating, sailing, wakeboarding, to fishing, kayaking, or getting on a paddleboard and exploring some of the smaller waterways that we have access to. So whether it's the mountain living or the waterfront experience you're after, Vermont can most likely accommodate that request. On the subject of what Vermont Outdoors has to offer, we'll dive into number 3 on the list, which is Vermont does autumn better than any other state. I'll say it again for those in the back. Vermont does autumn better than any other state. Prove me wrong. I'll leave you with this little clip while you take a minute and try to think of a state that does it better. Can't think of one? Okay, we'll just move on with the list then. Before we get to number 4, what are some things you'd like to see covered in future videos? Burning questions, anything you must know? Leave it in the comments below, or feel free to give me a call, shoot a text, or send an email, and we're happy to chat. Okay, number 4. If you are a craft beer fan, you may already know this, but Vermont is number 1 in the country for breweries per capita. Vermont is home to 68 breweries, which equates to, on average, there's about 1 brewery for every 140 square miles. You can find Vermont breweries within city limits, on the waterfront, or up in the mountains, and while I may be biased, when you pair those Vermont award-winning beers with its landscape and scenery, I'm not entirely sure there's a better combo. And lastly, wrapping it up with number 5 on our list, one of the great things about Vermont and all it has to offer is that it can be enjoyed on any budget. While Vermont may not be the cheapest state to live in, which we'll cover in another video, it does offer move-in ready homes from $200,000 to $2 million and up. So if you decide to make the move, chances are we can find something within your budget, whatever that may be. Thanks for watching, and again, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell to be the first in the know.